I'll give you a real live example, and this just happened about 3 weeks ago, trying to make my point. I've got a young guy down in Austin, Texas, and he's calling on Dell. Now, it's a good campaign for him. He doesn't know a lot of people. He's got the Dell directory with 3,000 people. They've got a big campus down there. That's what he probably ought to be doing. Dell offers an in-service withdrawal on the company's 401k. It's a great campaign. It's exactly what he should be doing. He's been calling for 3 weeks after he got his number into the Dell headquarters and hasn't had any meetings. I mean, there's no reason that you could not get meetings if you're calling into Dell. None. You know, he ought to be getting a minimum of 5 a week, probably 10 a week. But he hadn't got any in the first 3 weeks. And I said, well, let's go through your script. Now, here's what he was saying. He'd call you up. And again, he got this from somebody, some script that somebody gave him, but it was just too much to the point. But here's what he would say. He'd say, hey, Michael, my name's Jack Litz. I'm with Merrill Lynch right here in Austin. How are you? Hey, Michael, the reason I'm calling is we do a lot of work with folks out there at Dell, and I'm going to be on campus a couple of days next week, and I wonder if I could buy you a cup of coffee and tell you a little bit about our team and how we might be of help to you. And they'd say, well, I'm not interested. Or I have an advisor. And he'd have some sort of rebuttal, but he couldn't get anywhere with it. And I said, well, first of all, again, you're coming to the point asking for the meeting too soon. There's no beef. And so here's the question I ask him, and I would ask you guys the same thing as you're creating your dialogues. Here's the question I ask him. I said, what value could you bring to somebody out there at Dell? Why would they even be willing to chat with somebody that they don't know in person or over the phone? What value could you possibly bring? He said, well, that's easy. He said, first of all, and I know a lot of people out there at Dell, they offer an in-service withdrawal on their company's 401k. Most people don't even know about it. They don't even know that's available to them, and they don't know the value of doing that. I said, all right, that's one. What's another? He says, well, a lot of people that I know, they put money aside in their company's 401k for retirement, but they have no clue if they're putting enough money aside, if that's enough for retirement. I said, well, you just gave me your script. There's your script. Right? So here's what he did. He changed the last script, that little brief one. He changed it to this. Here's specifically helping them to understand some of the options available in their company's 401k, as well as making sure they're putting enough money aside for comfortable retirement. Hey, Michael, have you had a chance to chat with anybody about that lately? No? Do you mind? Can I ask you a couple quick questions? Yeah. How long have you been out there at Dell? Are you contributing in the company's 401k? Yeah. Were you aware that Dell, to their credit, allows you guys to have a one-time distribution in your company's 401k without any penalties, without any fees? Yeah. Can I tell you why some of the folks have been doing that? You know what? Can I make a suggestion to you? What's that? I'm going to be on campus a couple of days next week. I usually like to meet people in the C building over there. There's a cafeteria where I don't need to have security access. Any chance you'd be open to a quick cup of coffee? I could share with you some of the options available to you, maybe some of the other things that other folks out there at Dell are doing. Is that something you'd be open to? Now, he went from his other script to this script, guys, and in the first week, he got 8 meetings. Now, I haven't talked to him since then, but he got 8 meetings changing that script. But the difference is, and almost go back to, Frank, one of the things that you mentioned earlier is to get them talking. The reason I think that he was having success is, number one, he had a benefit statement, and then number two, instead of going straight for the appointment, he said, has anybody had a chance to chat with you about that? Get them talking. Ask a few questions. And then he said, can I make a suggestion? I'm going to be on campus. Why don't we get together for a cup of coffee? It's not rocket science. But it went from 0 to 8 in 1 week doing that. So